Hi guys, so it's been a while since I have been able to sit down and have a chit chat with you guys. So this video is going to be very exciting for me, and I'm happy to start creating videos again and having little conversations with you guys, answering questions for you guys. But before we get into this video, I also want to update you guys on two things. So the first thing is that I did a podcast a week ago with Thad. He has his podcast also on YouTube, so if you want to go check it out, it is Above the Bridge Podcast. I will also have links and social media links below for him if you guys want to check him out or check out what other podcasts he has. Also, I have been getting a lot of requests, so if you follow me on Instagram, I'll have that up here. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I'm going to start looking into how I can make a service so that people are able to either have phone calls with me, Zoom calls with me. Phone calls, Zoom calls, how long the calls should be. Also, I need to look into contracts with clients because I will not claim that I'm a psychologist or a therapist, but you guys still seem to want to, get tips and advice on real life situations. So I'm gonna look into what I need to do when it comes to my website, because I'm gonna need to change that up. Also pricing, how I'm gonna go about it, and just looking into all of the little details that need to go in place before I take this leap and take this step to be able to do this for you guys and help you guys out on a more personal level. But anyway, stay tuned for that. Also, if you do not follow me on my social media, that will be where you can get the latest updates on anything that's going on in my life. But besides that, today's video is going to be on the questions that I asked a few weeks back. Initially, this video was supposed to be a girl talk video, but I actually got responses from men also, so I don't want to just pick one and avoid the others, so I will include everybody. This is an overall video. Sorry girls, but that is what this is gonna be, and I'm just gonna be answering the questions that I thought were the most interesting. So before we get into this video, please do not forget to like, subscribe. Also, when you like my videos, you're letting me know that this is the kind of content you want to keep watching. So like, hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos on self-love, personal growth, just overall development, or follow me throughout my journey. So let's get into today's video. Okay, so I'm actually gonna screenshot this and share it on my laptop because I hate having to hold my phone during this whole thing. I'd rather just read it what's in front of me, so I'm gonna screenshot and send it to my laptop so I can read. Okay, so like I said earlier, I airdropped the screenshots to my computer because I just prefer to read it on one screen and not have to hold my phone and scroll. So I'm gonna put my phone down, and then let me open up these screenshots to answer your questions. Here's one. What makes women more emotionally intelligent than men? Wow, this is a good question. I would say, a lot of it goes down to brain development too. What I've learned in psychology is that women's brains develop faster than men's when it comes to maturity. So women reach the age at 23, men reach it at a later age of 25. I would say that plays a huge role in it, but other than that, when it comes to women being more emotionally intelligent, I feel like I've said before, men have this stereotype of having to be strong. You can't be weak, you can't cry, you need to be a man, right? That's what they tell you. So I feel like a lot of men suppress that from themselves. They suppress those feelings throughout their lives. They don't really acknowledge them or try to figure them out. But women, we are known to be the most emotional kind of creature that there could be, right? At times we are known as being, oh, you're too sensitive or you're too emotional. I feel like women are also given a stereotype, but opposite from what a man is supposed to be, right? So I'd say that women are more emotionally intelligent because we are able to tune into it at a younger age, and it's okay for women to be emotional, right? So I feel like we are able to tap into those feelings earlier on in life, and be able to learn and apply them throughout our lives. So I would say that that also plays a huge role, you know, because men aren't able to really think that it's okay until they come to a older age where they're able to make the decision to say, oh no, you know, that was wrong. I'm allowed to be emotional. I'm allowed to be able to feel my feelings, you know. But I do think that guys aren't able to do that because of the stereotype. So I would say that that is what makes women more emotionally intelligent, is because we were able to, you know, tap into those emotions at such a younger age, and boys just weren't really able to because of the stereotype or because of what they're told, you know. And a good example of this is when I was with my ex, you know, his thing with my son is, you know, stop being a girl, stop being a girl, why are you crying, stop being a girl. And to me, I'm against that. I'm against telling your children that, because I don't think that there is a right gender when it comes to feeling a certain way or showing emotions. So I think that's a great example when it comes to men having to suppress certain parts about who they are as they grow up, and why women are able to be more emotionally intelligent earlier in life than men are. What do you consider a great partner? So for me personally, a great partner is somebody that is whole on their own. You know, I want my next relationship to be a relationship where I am with somebody who I do not have to make happy. That's a huge thing, and I always tell, you know, people that I talk to that whoever ends up with me now is going to get the best version of me, because I'm not going into a relationship expecting anything from that person, you know. And I think that's a huge thing. I was able to discover who I am, discover what I like and what I don't like. So I feel like a great partner would be somebody who has figured out their shit, is one, honesty, you know, loyalty, being able to communicate with me are huge things. And pretty much just like what I have to offer into the relationship, you know, I feel like I am very very mature in certain aspects when it comes to relationships, and I'm a very understanding partner. So I would expect the same from the person that I'm with. But overall, I would say a great partner is somebody who is able to communicate with you, you know, listen to you, also be able to meet you halfway on certain things. You know, being with somebody like that is such a huge thing, where, you know, you guys work as a team together. And I think that's what I'm looking for too. You know, I feel like partnerships is you and that other person coming together and working together as one. It's not one against the other. So that's such a huge thing. But there are so many things that I would say I consider a great partner, and the ones that I listed are just the ones that are on the top of my head right now. But yeah, just a great partner overall is able to just be themselves, be whole on their own, go into the relationship not expecting me to have to give them anything. And I think that's a huge thing when it comes to romantic relationships. Okay, let's see, what else do we have here? So trust. Let's talk about the topic of trust. Woo, this is a good one. When it comes to trust, I would say that trust is such a huge thing. In any type of relationship, trust is vital to keeping that relationship sustainable, to keeping that relationship healthy, because I believe 100% that once you lose somebody's trust, it is so hard to get it back. And you know, there are differences when it comes down to like little lies and big lies. So I would say when it comes to like the bigger lies, I think that once you ruin trust, it's very hard to get back to that place. And I also think that in a lot of relationships, you know, once the trust is broken, there's one partner, the person who, you know, fucked up, and then there's the other partner who is the person who got hurt from whatever, you know, occurred. And I think when you're in this situation, this person now is up here thinking they have this kind of power, and this person needs to keep making up for it. But a lot of people don't understand that when we're playing this game of making up, along the way, this person over here could mess up again. You know, they could be caught in a little white lie, and then they're put all the way back there. And then the person is expecting more from that person, and they're trying to work their way up. So to me, once you ruin trust, any little thing that you lie about, that you get caught in, you know, it just keeps building. It's building this tower of, you need to make up for what you did to me. And I think that's so unhealthy. So when it comes to trust, I am so for jumping into a relationship and allowing yourself to be who you are and allowing that person to be who they are. That's a huge thing when it comes to trust, because when you allow the other person to be who they are, there is a huge amount of trust. You know, I'm trusting you that you love me and you accept me for who I am, and you're not trying to control me, turn me into somebody that I'm not. And they trust you with that, you know, and that person trusts you with that as well. And when you have this foundation of being able to be who you are, then it's hard for you to want to lie to that person. You know, it's hard for you to want to betray that person, because they're already accepting you, flaws and all, and there's no judgment there. You guys have this foundation of being able to trust one another with yourselves. And I think that's a huge thing to trust, is being able to jump into any type of relationship being who you are, and also accepting somebody as they are, not trying to change them, not trying to run their lives. I think that's just such a huge thing, because once you start to put those things into a relationship, that's when you start getting a partner who's going to lie, who's going to deceive you, who is not going to be honest with you. And I think honesty is such a huge thing in any type of relationship. So when it comes to trust, do not ruin the trust if you are trying to have a very genuine relationship, also a long-lasting relationship. Keep that trust together, because once it is ruined or damaged or tainted, it is very, very hard to move on from that. I mean, I'm not saying this is for everybody, so please do not come at me with that, but I'm saying, you know, from looking at other people's relationships, other people's situations, or, you know, even experiencing it myself, this is just my advice, is that once the trust is broken, it is just always this game of catching up from the person who fucked up. And in all reality, they're never going to be able to reach that threshold that we have for those people when we want to earn that trust back. And that's just my advice on it. So yeah, trust is important. So be honest in the relationships you have, and be yourself and accept people for who they are. Tips and advice for dating. Oh, no, wait. Tips and advice for single males and females dating again. Okay, so my tips when it comes to being freshly single out of a relationship is to take time for yourself. Learn how to be alone before you jump into dating. This is a huge thing. I know a lot of people who go in from one relationship to another, or, you know, just start going on a little binge after they break up. And I would say this past time when I went through, you know, what I went through, you know, I reconnected with somebody, and for me, that helped my healing process, but I didn't jump into it straight away right out of my separation. You know, I gave it some time because I was trying to earn trust back with that other person. And even though that didn't really work out because of personal reasons, you know, I had to kind of step away for my own reasons. Because it didn't work out, it doesn't mean that it was a terrible choice. I also feel like I learned a lot from that relationship as well. But in terms of, you know, dating, when you're single again, I would say when you're freshly single, take time for yourself, you know, learn how to be by yourself first before dating again. Because I think when you try to cover up whatever you're going through, it doesn't really work out. It doesn't work out well either. So I would say that's my biggest tip first before going into dating. Other than that last reconnection with I'm not gonna name names. Other than that, I would say that I haven't really dated during my during being single. I've tried to check out, like, or I've looked into certain things, and then I felt like, that's just not for me. It's not the way I want to go about dating. Also, COVID happened, and I went through a certain period of time being by myself, where I just was like, this is just time for myself. Take advantage of it. I've mentioned this before in other videos, but when it comes to dating again, I would say just take time for yourself first. You don't want to jump into something and you're still trying to heal from something else. I think that's such a huge thing. But then again, if you're just trying to do something, like just for fun, then, I mean, do it. But I just know a lot of, or a few people who have done this. It was like impulse, and later, not really regretting it, but maybe knowing that it wasn't really the best choice to have done that. But that's all the advice I can give when it comes to dating and being a single male or female, because I have not yet delved into the dating game. For me, I have wished for it and wanted it, but it just hasn't worked out the way that I thought it would. And so I'm telling myself, why force something that is not meant to happen right now? And when the time is supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. And a lot of it has to do with my friends helping me out and telling me, just go with the flow. Take this time for yourself. And they're right. They're 100% right. I'm glad that I had all of this time for myself to work on myself, and work on what I'm trying to do here with you guys. And so yeah, that's just the advice I have on being single and dating again. But I haven't delved into it, and so I can't really give much advice when it comes to dating. Just don't waste your time trying to form meaningless relationships with people if that's the case, because that, to me, that's time that you could use focusing on yourself and creating a greater relationship and bond with you as a person. So if it's just for fun or to have meaningless relationships with people, I'd say maybe not. Maybe just work on yourself and work on, finding who you are, loving who you are, enjoying this space with yourself. A lot of people think it's so weird when they're like, oh, date yourself or whatever. But really, in reality, a lot of people don't know how to be alone. So if you master how to be alone, you are one strong individual. And I am so proud of you, because not a lot of people in this world know how to be alone. Guys, so I'm currently editing my video, and I am realizing that I gave very detailed answers to the questions and it took up a lot of time. So I am deciding to make a two-part video. I really was trying to avoid this and keep it into one video, but it's looking like it's gonna need to be two parts. So other than that, if your question was not addressed in this video, then I will be addressing it in a part 2 video on Sunday. And yeah, so I appreciate everybody for watching it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video. Let me know if you like this content, if you want more, and I will see you guys on Sunday.